From Songs of That Music. This is a song that I've really got to move that safety camera. This is a song I wrote a long time ago, and it still means a lot to me now. It's called So Many Times Before. If you know Paul McCartney's She's Leaving Home. So this is kind of, there's a little bit of that in there. I was living in a bedsit in a town called Chard when I wrote this, which would have been about 1982, I guess, somewhere around there. Well, it was a squat, you know. And anyway, so this is a true story, although I don't know who it's about, if you know what I mean, you know. And the sad thing is that 40 years after I wrote this song, it's a true story today. This will happen somewhere today in this country. So many times before. Running away seemed the only answer. Her parents made so many demands. Do well at school. Don't stay out late. Her life was not in her own hands. Tidy your bedroom. Don't wear those shoes. And children should be seen and not heard. She tries to tell them they're pushing her too hard. Though she speaks, they don't hear a word. So one night she runs off to the city, not knowing what she wants or what she'll find. With her savings and her suitcase, she casts caution to the wind, not thinking twice on what she's left behind. But soon she finds out there's no streets of gold, only squalor and filth and despair. And home, sweet home, is a roach-ridden flat, and misery hangs heavy in the air. Each day she uncovers more harsh facts of life. Food is dear and her savings are small. As the money wanes, she thinks of her parents, and she's tempted to give them a call. But she says, no way am I going back. They're not going to chain me again. She resolves to go forwards no matter what. She's certain her fortunes will change. But though she looks hard, jobs are harder to find. She's only 15, and it shows. She begs and she pleads, but they all shake their heads. It's the same wherever she goes. Soon her purse and her soul are both empty, her savings and her energy all spent. She can't even remember 2 meals in a day, and her landlord's demanding the rent. She's hungry and cold. She's full of dismay. She's so sad and has no one to tell. Then she shudders with revulsion as a thought comes to mind. She realizes she's got one thing to sell. She screams to herself, I won't do it, but she knows that there's no other way. She promised to save herself for Mr. Right. Never dreamed that she'd do it for pay. But when you've sunk as low as she has, when you've got nothing, no hope, and no one, you don't turn away when the devil says hello. And she knows that it has to be done. She makes herself look as best as she can, tries not to think ahead and hits the streets. She's nervous and frightened, not knowing what to expect. Her destruction now almost complete. The other girls see her and they shake their heads. They've seen this so many times before. There's no Prince Charming to save any of these girls. He doesn't visit the hungry and poor. A voice behind her says quietly, hey darling. And all of her instincts scream, run. Then scum that looks like a man says, how much? And she knows that the moment has come. He's sweaty, he smells, he's fat and he's bald, and he pants as he runs his hands over her skin. She cries in abhorrence as his mouth finds her breasts, and in pain as he forces his way in. She tries hard not to think of what's happening, as she's used to relieve this man's lust. But she can't hold it back, and as his seed flows, she cries with revulsion and disgust. While she's sick in the gutter, he pays her, then makes his way home to his wife, with no second thought for the 15-year-old child who he's just desecrated. for life. Slowly, painfully, she makes her way home. She's bleeding, she's weeping, she's torn. She feels so dirty, abused and ashamed. She wishes she'd never been born. For nearly 2 days she sits naked on the floor, staring into space, but seeing no stars, not feeling the cold, feeling nothing at all. Her body was hurt, but her mind bears the scars. She thinks vague thoughts about days gone by, of parents, of school, of her friends. She shivers with repulsion at what she's gone through and knows that the memories must end. She's lost all her pride, she's lost all her hope, she's lost all her will to resist. And slowly, silently, the suffering stops as she slices the knife through her wrists. Man, that one still gets me even after all these years.